First, what goes in is the fun, the adventure and travel stuff, because we can just keep pushing for more. And that's not where I am. What goes in the diary first is the fun, adventure, travel. Then we build everything around that.
Have you ever wondered how to make $1 million with social media? Meet Colin Hiles, a 7-figure executive coach, and his offer is priced at $80,000 a year. But when you hear his money back guarantee, you will be shocked.
If you are not a better leader, as defined by the stakeholders around you at the end of the year, I get paid nothing.
I'm Matt Bellman, and this is $1 Million Creators.
And I only work with 5 leaders a year.
What's the price for a working with you?
68K for the year.
Welcome, Colin Hiles, to the show. Colin is an executive coach known for his expertise in behavioral science. With that, he empowers the C-suite of blue chips by identifying their strength and weakness areas. He helps them to develop practical strategies to unlock their leadership potential and drive unprecedented results. So Colin's experience transforming organizations across industries has actually given him insights into what separates top leaders from the rest. And he uses this knowledge to help his clients achieve their goals, whether it's becoming a more effective leader, building a stronger team, or driving their organization to new heights of success. Colin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matthew. It's great to be here.
100%. So let's kick it off by, if you could share with us, what's your mission on this planet, and also what inflection point made you actually start your business?
Well, my purpose is, my mission is to help the best get better. That's first and foremost. That's the main frame that I work through. And I like to remind people who they are, then inspire them to be who they are. So that's sort of my purpose, if you like. So that's my mission and my purpose.
Cool. And what inflection point made you start your business?
I've always been interested in coaching. I mean, coaching is something that has helped me. And it got to the point where I started to realize I was pretty good at helping others based on feedback. That's not what I think. That's what I'm told. And then I wanted to really niche into the area which was going to have the biggest difference, and that is working with CEOs, CFOs, running the biggest businesses in the UK, FTSE businesses in the UK. Because if you change at that level, at the highest level, as you know, someone yourself who's running a business, everything changes. And so that's how I get to leave a lasting legacy.
Amazing. And in your previous life, what did you do before?
I've done loads of things before. So I've been a milkman, I've been a cabbie, I've been a window cleaner, I was an oddie on a building site, and so lots of different things. Shelf stacker in Tesco's, lots of different things. And it took a while for me to really figure out what it is that I wanted to do, what it was that was linked to my strengths and was connected with my passion. So I wandered for a very long time before I really figured out this is what I want to do. And then everything began to change.
Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing. It's a good segue into talking about your offer today. So let's assume I'm a C-level, which I am. What's the offer that a typical client gets? What value do they get?
So I have a very unusual value proposition. That's no growth, no pay. So let's say we're going to sign up to work together. I'm going to work for you for a year to help you become a better leader. If you are not a better leader, as defined by the stakeholders around you at the end of the year, I get paid nothing, zero. So I've worked for a whole 4 year for free. If, however, you are a better leader, I get paid. So I put lots of skin in the game. All the risk is my side. And what that means is that I do know a thing or two about behavioral change. I know how to get behavioral change. I know how to help leaders rebrand. And so I stake my reputation on that with a no growth, no pay.
Interesting. That's bold. And let's assume, how is the pay contingent to the success in the end? So let's say someone became a little bit of a better leader and someone became transformative better. Is there then what is it? Is it almost like who makes up the pricing then in the end?
So it's a single price. So this doesn't change based on how much better they get at the end of the year. But we define better at the beginning. So interviews 360 at the beginning gives us data. And then we decide, okay, so where do we want to be by the end of the year? And then that's the goal. That becomes the goal, to achieve that by the end of the year. and then we start work. And I'm not being paid at all until we get to that result. So there's a lot of risk on my side, because if you take any one of my clients right now, a CFO or a CEO of a big FTSE business, I can't see them. I'm blind. I'm completely blind. So not only am I going after the hardest thing to go after, which is behavioral change, because we've all got great intentions. We're coming up to New Year's resolutions. We know that's a fantastic time of year when everybody gets excited and new me, here we go. But it lasts about the age of a fruit fly, which is 24 hours. So I'm going after the hardest thing, and I'm blind. I'm completely blind as well. It's not even like I'm in the company watching that leader day by day do what they do and then go, whoa, hang on a second. Did we agree that that wasn't what you were going to do anymore? So I'm completely blind. But I'm not stupid. I do know a thing or two about behavioral change, and I have a methodology called the micro momentum method. And that methodology is tried, tested, and proven. And as long as the leader that I'm working with does what I invite them to do, change is going to be inevitable. There will be a better leader by the end of the year.
Nice. And how do you deliver that? Is that, I guess, online, Zoom, weekly, monthly? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
So
guessing.
it is a call a month, up to 2 hours every month over the course of that year. Plus, there may be some other things that we will do depending on what comes out of the 360 feedback. So once we know the data, then we figure out the year. But it starts at a baseline of 2 hours a month, every month for that year. Then we add on whatever we need to add on. So,
Okay, 1 2 hour call a month times 12 is 24 hours commitment, essentially. Okay, tools likely Zoom, online. What's that price? Is it what's the price for working with you? Assuming everything goes well.
assuming everything goes well, yeah. 68K for the year.
Solid, love it. That's GBP,
Yeah.
sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's good. That's good. I love that. Um, what's the funnel from awareness to someone commits?
Well, I mean, I'm lucky now that my brand is pretty strong out there in the marketplace. I'm known in the marketplace. CEOs talk with CEOs, CFOs talk with CFOs, and so on and so forth. So more often than not, I have people get in contact, and they're intrigued with this no growth, no pay, because it's a very unusual value proposition, as you know. I don't. There's very few people around the world that are willing to put that much skin in the game.
That's
So
true.
I don't really do that many marketing. You won't see anything online that says this. You won't see anything on my LinkedIn profile, on my website that talks about this, because I don't need to. I don't need to vocalize it or put it out there in any way, shape, or form. And I only work with 5 leaders a year, so I don't need to work with any more than that. Yeah. So basically, it's word of mouth, which is wonderful.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. And that is mainly triggered by referrals of people that work with you.
Mm. Yes, it is word of mouth. People talking about this crazy
When
person.
did you take me on a timeline? When did you launch the business or the coaching in the current form?
So this would have been about 4 years ago, something like that. So if we go back, I had a sort of a sugar addiction problem, if you like, which caused me to have a bit of a weight problem. And my weight was up and down over 10 years. And I've got that, that sort of graph that I can show anybody. I could not dial it in. I could not be consistent. And then I turned to science and started looking at all the different sciences: neuroscience, behavioral economics, positive psychology, nudge theory, social science, to try and figure out what was actually going on. And at that time, there was this real boom in a lot of science, brain science being made accessible. And so from that, I figured out how to apply the science for myself. And I got a great result. Got myself down to 12% body fat and sort of remained there. Then I started thinking about, how do I use this science with leaders? How do I apply it with leaders? And that's when I came up with this. Well, let me really push the science and see what I can do with it, and see whether or not I can get behavioral change completely blind, for minimum time every month, because 2 hours every month is not a lot of time. That's not, when you add that up, it's not a lot of time over a year. It's not like I'm asking someone to spend days and days and days. And that's when I then decided to run this experiment, and then that experiment led to more experiments because more people were interested in this no growth, no pay. So that's sort of been the how it's happened over, I'd say, a 10-year period in total.
Clear, clear. Okay. Let's move over to a section I call success. So if you work with 5 leaders a year, 68K GBP, that's 80 something USD, that's 425-ish a year. Assuming that like it's really hard to fail, and everyone like you have a positive impact on people, which I think is paramount to like you pursuing this and keep doing it. So for 425K USD, is there any it's quite fixed, huh? Like is there any other stream on how you can we think for 25K?
Well, okay, so maybe okay. This is only one strand of what it is that I do. So then you have,
Uh-huh.
like in the middle, then you say keynote speeches, standing up in front of big audiences, talking about the areas that I specialize in, and then you have working with teams on certain areas that I specialize in. So, and then I have my app, Habit Coach app, which is, thanks to you. So
Yeah.
across all of those, and that's the reason why I don't want to work with more than 5 people a year, because there's other things I'm interested in. I get bored really quickly. And so I like diversity. I like different challenges. I love testing myself and doing things for the first time. So as I say, that's my total portfolio. So we've only been talking about one area of that, which is executive
No, I
coaching.
get it. Okay. Okay.
Plus, also, by the way, Matthew, my wife and I like to travel as well. So we're living we're living what we're calling our fat plan at the moment, which is fun adventure travel. So we travel a lot together, both work and pleasure. And so I don't want to work all the hours under the sun. I also want to make sure that at the age that I'm at, which is 60 now, I want to be enjoying life as well. So when you look across the year, there's a lot of time, nearly 4 months devoted to travel where I'm not working. So you sort of look at the year. We look at the year and we plan the year, and then I figure out,
Yeah.
okay, what time have I got? But first, what goes in is the fun, the adventure and travel stuff. That's what goes in first, because
Yeah.
that's where we are. The children have flown the nest. We are now empty nesters, and so now we're free to really do what we want to do. And that's the great thing about executive coaching, is I can be anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where I am. I might have to get up at a ridiculous time in the morning to do a call, but that's okay. At the end of the day, that's tiny.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great lifestyle. You essentially 5 clients times 2 hours a month is like 10 hours a month for already like making close to 500,000 USD. And then
Yeah.
you have the keynotes where you can go to the ones that you like. You can work with teams as you like. You can spend a lot of time with your wife and travel the planet, and
Yes.
sometimes see your siblings. It's amazing. Yeah, well done. Congratulations. Good. I love it.
Well,
Um,
well,
perfect.
well, I mean,
Perfect.
we're
Yeah.
talking about we're talking about building businesses, and this stuff was planned a long time ago, and I think that's what you've got to do. I mean, you're running a business, and you'll know the highest cascading
Yeah.
document of any business is a vision, the vision for the business. And so we've all got to sit down and figure out what that vision is. And we sat down a long time ago and said, when the children fly the nest, what does life look like? What do we want to do? So we are now just acting out that vision that we set way back. That's where we came up with our fat plan, fun, adventure, travel. Then it's time to travel. That's when I knew I needed to shift how I earn an income. So yes, there's an income, an hour's work for an hour's pay, but there's also an income being derived from other things like the app, and getting people in the app and subscriptions and stuff like that. So
How big is the app business? How much recurring revenue is already coming through that?
I don't have the exact figure. This is our first year, and I have a partner, Craig, that we're working this together. So this year is what we've called our learn year. Next year is going to be the earn year. So we've learned so much. Never had an app before. I was writing a book. I
Yeah.
nearly pressed the green light on the book, and then I thought, you know what? Lots of people in my world have got books, but I'm not seeing anyone that's got an app. And that's when I thought, okay, well, I will write the book and I will launch the book, but I'm going to have an app first. And that'll be part of the funnel. So build a community of habit hackers before I then launch the book. So I think we've got something like 500 members in there. It's a subscription of
Oh, amazing.
$12.99 a month. And not everybody is, some people have left, so I don't have the exact numbers. But this year hasn't really been about
Yeah,
that for us. This year has really been about learning and figuring out how to make it work. I mean, the community in the app is phenomenal. Lots of people are loving it. It's got fantastic feedback. It really helps people change bad habits into good habits, and that's Habit Coach app. That's what it's for. So I've been delighted with it, and it's done well over the last year. And you have all done a fantastic job of making sure that you
thank
are
you.
upgrading the app, and it's only getting better and better. That's so, we started where we started and I thought it was great, and it's just getting better and better and better with every update that you do. And so I know that in a year's time it's going to be even better. There'll be more functionality in there that's not there at the moment. And so you take care of that, and
Thank
I'll
you.
take care of getting people onto the app. But it's been fantastic.
Will do. Thank you. Just one question on you said like other income streams that are now starting. App, for example, is now Learn and next year Earn. The executive coaching part, is it like 90% of revenue today and you want to get it to 50% of revenue with these new income streams coming up? Or how does how's that planned?
If we look at the exec coaching, which as you say is $500,000 a year US, the rest I'd say would make up around 300,000, something like that, maybe
Yeah,
400,000.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. But the goal is to, over a period of time, is to increase the executive coaching, decrease the the I need to be somewhere, an hour's work for an hour's pay, which affords more of a lifestyle for Tor and I. Then we can travel even more or spend longer, So we're going to the Philippines for a month in February, we'll be in Bali for a month in August. So it just means that we can spend longer time at these places that we want to go to and want to travel to. So it's going to be a gradual process where I will make sure that I downscale one and I upscale the other.
Clear. Let's talk about customer acquisition real quick as the next section. So you said word of mouth earlier. How do you get customers? I saw like LinkedIn is quite a channel for you, but yeah, what are the marketing channels?
Once again, I don't market. I'm very lucky that it's just I've got clients that book me year in year out, and so yeah, I've been very, very lucky. I haven't had to write a proposal. I haven't had to really do a pitch. So for God knows
Nice.
how many years, like if I was asked to write a proposal now, I'd be in doo doo. I mean, it's like I haven't done it for so long. So I've been lucky in that
Yeah, yeah.
sense that I've got a very, very good client base now that book work year in and year out with me and enjoy the work. I enjoy the work with them. So yeah, LinkedIn for me is more to do with the app, actually, Habit Coach app. I'm on there more to promote Habit Coach app than I am to promote anything else. If you get on and you'll see it's across the banner at the top, it's just below my profile,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm excited to grow as a business right now, is the app business. I want to grow that app business with Craig into another big business that maybe at some point could be sold. We'll see. It's a possibility, but for now, it's just a case of getting as many people in there as we can. We're coming up to January, which, as I said, is a time where most people want to change their behavior in some way, New Year's resolutions. But Habit Coach app just makes it easy, fast to do that, and adds a degree of inevitability to it. So it's not like we're going to do what I've always done every year. We're going to do something different this time. So yeah, that's sort of where I am on the different businesses.
One more question before we move on. Like, what are the geos that you serve? Is it predominantly UK? Is it predominantly US?
Predominantly UK, but I have US CEOs and CFOs as well. Yeah.
Clear. Let's talk about overhead, OPEX. I guess team size is one. You have a VA or
My
one.
wife,
Yeah.
Tor, who takes care. She's my CFO, my COO, so she organises everything. takes care of all the admin and everything. So we're a great partnership. But yeah, it's very little overheads. That's a lovely thing about it. So if I do need help, then I will often reach out there and get somebody who specializes in that area. So I don't employ anybody. I have no interest in doing anything like that. I've way past all of that. Did that, and not anymore. Just little Colin Hiles on his own, doing his thing, beholden to no one, can go where I want, when I want. That's for me is just where I am in the stage of my life. As I say, I'm 60 years of age, so
Yeah, makes sense. No, love it, love it. That's really good. Like a lot of people, I think, in the I wouldn't say the older age, but like in the second half of life, like should listen to this. Let's talk about the future. So I have here this thing that I'm always interested in. Like, can you 10x it by yourself? So let's say in total, let's say 900K, you can bring it up to 9 million. And what's the best strategy to win big in the next 12 months? Of course, the question is here, what does it mean to you? Because maybe your goal is not to 10x the whole thing.
no, it isn't. You know, that question, how much is enough, is a really good question to get your head around, because we can just keep pushing, pushing, pushing for more. And that's not where I am. What goes in the diary first is the fun adventure travel. Then we build everything around that. That's first and foremost really what we want to do. And I earn enough to give us a fantastic lifestyle, an incredible lifestyle. So yeah, I'm not really sort of thinking, oh, I want a 10x. That's, as I say, if you'd have met Colin maybe 30
Yeah.
years ago, with a different conversation, but not now. Now it's about lifestyle now, and it's about finding that balance between doing things that I love doing, having the diversity across my portfolio, but also spending time with my wife, tour traveling around the world, and having a lot of fun together, exploring countries we've never been to. It's a big world. There's plenty to see. So I don't want to miss out on that, because I'm spending God knows how many hours trying to 10x my business. So yes, how much is enough?
What's the biggest thing holding you back on your personal plans now? Like with like the fat plan and the getting more executive coaching and so on. Like the life as you mapped it out.
Yeah,
Like what's the biggest thing holding you back
nothing.
on the
There's nothing.
lifestyle plan that you mapped
No,
out?
nothing
Okay,
holding me back. No. So if it's anything holding
awesome.
back, it'll be Colin Hiles. But we're pretty clear. We've got our plan. We're working our plan. So far, so good. We've just had an incredible year this year, amazing year this year in every
Love it.
sense of so no, there's not really anything holding me back. There's a lot to learn. Even like with the app business, Habit Coach app, there's a lot to learn. I've never had an app before. I've never had that business before, but that's what I love. That's what makes you wake up every day excited to what's going to happen today. So I'm all for I'm all for taking risk. I'm all for learning. I'm all for growing. I'm all for trying new things. I'm all for experimentation. And the app is giving and providing that for me right now. So
Thank you. Let's go to the next section. I will speed up the pace a bit. You can answer in one word. I call the section Famous Five. What's your favorite business book?
favorite business book. I've read so many. Good to Great, Jim Collins, if I had to pick one.
Yeah, I might pick the same. What's the favorite person you are studying? What's your role model?
Marshall Goldsmith. He's another executive coach who has no growth, no pay, and for me, he's up there as like one of the best.
Love it. Favorite online tool for building your company?
Well, most of it's being done at the moment through LinkedIn, and I don't have a tool other than posting regularly on there. So that would be the platform that I'm spending the most time on.
Biggest thing on your mind?
Planning next year. We're off to New York for New Year, and when we get there, that will be a sit down and plan 2024, and make sure that we've got everything set up ready for another great year. So
Sounds amazing. Moving over to a section called personal. How many hours do you sleep per night?
Well, I measure it with my Aura ring, so it's between 7 and 8 hours a night. I take that very
Love
seriously, by
it.
the way. Sleep is so key to performing well. So that's something that I've worked very, very hard on over the last few years to dial it in and get it right. I don't always get it right, by the way, but I work very hard to get a good night's sleep.
What's the situation? Married, single, any kids?
So married, tour with 2 boys, Sonny and Herbie.
Love it. What's your age? 60, you said, right?
60, yeah, 60 years of age.
Love it. Final question, because we also want to give some advice to the audience. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what's the best piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Be courageous. I think courage is an underrated quality, and courage isn't a feeling. You don't feel courageous. Courage is a doing, is an action. You know, how you're feeling is scared. And over my life, definitely that fear has stopped me. Fear has held me back in one way, shape or form. And so I'm sure I'd be further down the track if I was a little more fearless and a little more willing to take risk and be courageous. So be courageous.
Thank you. So this is Colin. Colin is an executive coach who turned his dreams into reality. He's living today a fat life, fun adventure, travel with his wife. He is doing executive coaching with his decades of experience, serving the C-suite of blue chip companies. If you want to learn about him, go to LinkedIn. That's his main channel. Only if you have success and see results, only then you ultimately will also pay. He is with that very successfully financing his lifestyle. And we'll take it on a lifestyle level even more to another level next year. Thank you so much for sharing your passion, Colin.
You're welcome, Matthew. Thank you.
There was Colin Hiles. You learned how to run a 7-figure business in just 10 hours a week. So how can you unlock the next level in your business?